Now that's a verse. Let's go to the chorus. In fact, I'm going to go to the big chorus at the end. There's some other stuff over here, I think.
May never come. These years have come undone.
More vocals.
Your fears may never come. These years have come undone.
Now, that's all I've got selected. I was just about at the end here. I think we've probably got enough of a selected area for the chorus. And what I'm going to do is actually bounce this out. But before I do, I'm going to mute all the drums. All right? So it's just these two tracks. I think I'm going to leave the percussion in there. Let's see what it sounds like with the percussion.
May never come.
It gives me a sense of where the time is also.
These years have come undone.
Time to check the click also, right? Make sure it's on. It should be, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bounce this out. Now I'm going to go File, and I'm going to go bounce this section, okay? And notice it grabbed from 83 beat 2 to 91. That's the section I've got highlighted over here. I'm going to do this offline, so it's just going to create the file. I'm not going to listen to it in real time. And I want to include the audio tail. So notice I'm doing this just as an MP3, and I'm going to push it out to the desktop. And I'm going to call this Stem 1, okay? It's done. I'm going to hide this, and let me go ahead and bring it out here so you guys can see it. I'll keep the master folder here. But bear with me just for a minute, and I can hide that. Here's Broken Man Stem 1. Now, in terms of levels, I can tell you that's probably -3 to -6. If I normalize to 0, it goes a little bit, but it was pretty hot. That's probably -3, okay? So if I want to, I can push this down to, say, -10 and actually keep it in a listening level that makes sense. And kind of look at this waveform, even compare this waveform to the one that I was just looking at from the full preview. In a sense, I should be able to look at things like verses and maybe get an idea. Now, the drums are gone, but in terms of energy, doesn't that look about the same at -10? You guys follow that? It would certainly be a lot different if you saw huge and then small. So this is one of the ways I'm comparing your mixes also, is to take everything to -10 and actually compare the energy in a sense. And one of the things that you may not have had a chance to do, right?
May never come. These years.
All right, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to get rid of the rest of this file. And I think I'll probably be able to fade out at some point. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this, and notice I'm going to fade out, and I'm going to go right to the front here and just fade in. All right, so you can hear.
These years have come undone. Your fears
Still hear the tambourine underneath.
never come.
It's fading out. All right, so 2 lines from the chorus is what I've got right now. Save, all right, and it's on the desktop. Now watch, I'm going to go and hide this, and I'm going to go to a new Logic session. So let me save where I'm at here, and I'm going to go ahead and close this session, and let's start a new one. Let's just say, you know, I have an idea about this song, and I just want to try something. I'm going to put drummer in here, and that's all I've got in here right now. I'm going to go ahead and make some room, and let's put the Broken Man Stem in here. Now, what tempo am I at? 111. So immediately I'm just going to start it there. What bar? Probably bar 2 or bar 3. I'm going to set up some pre-roll of some sort. Let's start at bar 2 this time, all right? You guys understand it just helps to have a little bit of an area up front, okay? Now, same thing I was talking about before. I'm going to go ahead and push some of this stuff open. Let's get this thing set the way that makes sense when you're really going to be working on synchronization stuff. And again, we may have to deal with projects that have tempo maps in them, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and take the drum track and put it underneath. I'm going to bring the track out here. We'll get rid of the editor for now, and I'm going to just go straight into the waveform. And if I need to make any adjustments, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the global tracks. We don't need arrangement just yet. I'll leave markers out there. The time signature right now is at 4/4, and I'm good. But I am going to keep tempo out here because I have them at 111, And I'm going to try and see if I can line this up. But you guys listen to the click. I'm going to take the count off and go back here. Here's one measure. All right. And I'm just going to look for the downbeat right now. In fact, I'm going to take this off. Let me find the downbeat. And I'll mute the drums. Right there. Now, that part of the waveform is the downbeat. So I'm going to grab this whole thing, and I'm just sliding and moving it right about there. There's that piece of the waveform. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you should be on this screen, okay? So at 111, listen to the drum. Turn it right back on. We'll see how close I'm at. Now, I'm on double time actually from what was going on the original tune. If I wanted to get closer to that area, I could certainly switch a lot of the stuff up here related to the drummer. So if I wanted to maybe go to rock and find somebody that's going to hit hard like Logan, and let's tell him to go halftime. Here's what I'm going to get. And I can do this all night and just try different things and actually start cutting up regions in drummer. Do you guys follow what I'm doing here? So I'm thinking about mixing stems, but at the same time, I'm actually thinking about what I may want to do with some other areas of production. And specifically when it comes to being able to rewire, this is really what I wanted to show you tonight. It's not hard to get that going. I'm going to go ahead and pull the mixer up here. And there's not much in it, right? So I'll make it smaller. Not that one, this one. I'll pull it down here so I can get to it. All right. So in the mixer, what you do is you go to Options and you create a new auxiliary channel strip. Now, most times this will come down at infinity, okay? And I would suggest that because if it's got a microphone connected up to the input, it'll come right on. So you have to be really careful. I think Pro Tools actually defaults to having these guys down when you bring in an aux. Here's the cool part about this, though. When you look at the inputs, you notice it's looking for bus 1 right now. Everybody sees that. Look what else is showing up. Because REWIRE is inside the system, and it's just a communication protocol between software. But these packages know that they can talk to each other. So if I choose Ableton Live, mix left and right for my input, then I can actually launch Ableton Live right now, and it'll chase whatever I'm doing, okay? So if I wanted to, for instance, put percussion instead of the heavy drums, I can actually start manipulating both of these at the same time, okay? So I may not need quite as many tracks. I'm going to take out MIDI, audio, reverb, and master's good. Maybe go to packs, and I don't know, there's so much stuff that you can go into. We'll kind of take a look at some different clips here. Breaks and stops, ambient and evolving, acoustic, drum parts, hip-hop, world. Okay, here's congas. Now, if I click here, I should be able to hear this, right? But it's actually stuck because we're in REWIRE mode. Now, let me show you what's going on. I would suggest the first time you go to REWIRE that you go and check the preferences inside of Ableton after it launches and make sure you've seen a big exclamation point. That's a good thing because it says Live is running in REWIRE mode. So that means that Logic grabbed the sound engine, and that's why we're not hearing anything. So you can click on clips all day long here and start auditioning. You see the speaker going by. I'm not hearing anything. I actually need to turn up the fader inside of Logic. So let me move the windows around just a bit. I think I'll probably find a place to park this guy too. There we go. So I can get to the mixer here. Let me go up to Unity Gain. I'm going to pull it back down just a bit. Here's -6 or -5, right? Now, I'm going to turn this up. I don't know if you guys are hearing the percussion now, but the loop is going around at 111 beats per minute. And if I like it, I can drag it into a clip and I can launch it. It's coming in right here. Percussion. All right. I just wanted to show you REWIRE fast so that you could see that this should be a very liquid organic process if you decide to go here, okay? Your software does this.